Hello everyone, this is ToadinWonderland, and welcome back to what's been a long absence of Let's Play Kirby Air Ride. Okay, I promise here in a few... I almost said months, but that wouldn't have been right. A few weeks, actually. I should be finished with college for this semester, and things are going to be tremendously much easier for me to do recording. That's the biggest issue I've had lately, is just finding the time to sit down and do the recording. It's not even the editing, it's just recording. Because I've just been so freaking busy with so many assignments, a lot of tests to study for, because there's a few classes I've had that have had really difficult exams lately, and I've just been doing the best I can to make sure that I do well on them. But because of that, I have to take time away from recording in order to put more emphasis on studying. But with all that said, let's not talk about more of my busy life, and let's go ahead and move on with more of the game. We showed off all the main courses except for the secret course in air ride mode. We'll get to the secret course later on. Depending on, which I'm about to talk about here soon, before I get to that though, we're going to show Top Ride, and then after that we will show City Trial. So I'll go ahead and pick Top Ride. I'm going to let the video explain itself, because it always happens when you first start a mode. And I'm going to talk over it while it's talking about this mode. We might be moving back to Air Ride shortly after taking a little tour of the other two modes, because I am going to have a voting poll up. I originally stated that I might do Top Ride first just because it seemed like the easiest, but I decided, you know, I like all three modes of the game. I wouldn't say equally, I mean I do have my favorites. Personally, I think this is the same with a lot of people, but I do personally like City Trial more than any of the other modes. But that's just, again, my personal opinion. I still love this whole game in general, and I'm glad I have the opportunity to be able to show that. But anyway, yes, there will be a voting poll, and the purpose of the poll is that after I am done showing off the Top Ride and City Trial modes, you're going to vote for the mode where I'm going to go back and fully complete the checklist on first. So you would vote for either Air Ride, Top Ride, or City Trial. By the time this video goes up, the poll should already be available for you to do that. And I will try to get Top Ride and City Trial showed off before the poll ends so that you can have a little bit of an overview if you're not sure what the other two game modes are like before you make your vote. But with that said, you know, pick the one that you like the most and we'll take it from there. So yeah, just a little bit of audience involvement there. And just a little bit, you know, I figured it'd be a way to get my viewers more involved with the project too. Just seemed like something I could use as an opportunity for that, because I would like to incorporate my audience and things whenever I can. But anyway, like I said, you know, go to the poll, cast your vote, and enjoy the rest of the videos I have to give you. Anyway, we have Top Ride, and I know I kind of talked through the whole tutorial, but it's just like a different scale racing. I don't know how to really describe it. It's like 2.5 3D, I guess you could say. Racing. The courses are significantly shorter. You can look at the bottom right where the radar is. You'll see the maps are relatively small compared to what Air Ride showed. But Top Ride is still pretty neat. This is a mode that gets more chaotic because there's a lot of items and different features on the courses themselves that really affect the race as a whole. And you actually don't have the regular air ride machines on this like you do in the other modes of the game. You actually have just a basic star that you use to control through the course. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll start with grass, I'll just do them in order. And the options are different as well. I mean, I could pick game settings here. It's always set to recommended, but you can change it between 1 to 99. And Top Ride will actually have missions where you have to complete 100 laps on the course. So you might be seeing a couple videos sometime in the future, again depending on what order I play the game modes in to fully complete the checklist. But there's going to be some missions of this game that will require 100 laps to be completed for all the courses. Sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that bad. You can control how many items appear on the playfield. I usually just keep it at normal. Sometimes I put it on many or few, depending on the missions I'm trying to clear, or if I just want to change up the style a bit. Turning items off is one way that you can play the game as well, but there is certain missions where this does not exempt you from avoiding items. So there will be like certain missions where you have to complete the race without getting a single item, but you can't just simply cheat by turning the items off. That won't work that way. Speed help, this is like Air Ride. As you fall behind, you might get a little extra boost to help you catch up. It's usually set to weak, which is just perfect actually. And the camera, it could be either normal, where it follows you as you go through the course, or fixed, where it just is zoomed out and it doesn't actually zoom in on any of the racers. And then there's additional rules to control the game tempo, which I'm not going to change. And course selection, you can turn it on or make it random, or the loser picks the next race. So with all that said, and then here's the other settings, you can affect the CPU's stats as well, or push the A button. I do have another controller plugged in, but I'm not going to use the racer. So let's go ahead and look. I could change my color as well, but I'm not going to do that. I might here for the other races, but you can either make them CPU or a human player, or just kick them out altogether. You don't even have to have 4. You could just actually push B if you want to get rid of them, but I like it with 4. That makes it interesting. And then, as I said, you get 1 star in the game, free star or steer star. It's actually the same identical features for both of them. The only difference is how you steer the vehicle, if that makes any sense. Free star, like if you tilt up, you will go up. If you tilt right, you will go right. If you tilt down, you will go down. That's how it works. Steer star, you use left and right as you make your turns. Kind of like a regular racing game. I actually prefer the steer star over the free star, in my opinion. So I'll be changing mine before I start the race. And then the CPU level, obviously, the lower it is, the easier they are. The higher it is, the harder they become. This one doesn't have as many difficulty levels as what Air Ride did, but still nice that you can change their difficulty level in this mode as well. With all that said, let's go ahead and get started with the race. I'm going to pick Steer Star, though, as I mentioned. What's nice is I at least stick out from the others because I have a different star. On this game, you can do boosts, which you'll see me doing here, and I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of missions in this particular video because this is the first video of Top Ride I'm doing, and there's a lot of missions to clear. And it's actually, in my opinion, this is one of the easiest games to actually get the checklist completed to first, just because the objectives are not that hard for this mode. You pretty much just have to, I mean, some of it is luck-based encounters, like you have to get a certain number of items, or you have to get a specific item to use against your opponents. I will try to keep a lookout, because I know there's a few items like that I could definitely do. I know one mission is to spin as you cross the finish line, which I just did. And we obviously did something else. You can also watch a replay. You can change the players, or the view that it does. Here's the fixed view. So if I had the camera fixed, this is how the race would go. But I had it, if I can do it right, kind of like this, where it was like zooming in on us where the action was occurring. Anyway, I'm going to skip the replay. And let's see what we cleared. Probably a bunch. Yeah, 3. That was quite too many to follow, actually. I think one of them was take first place 5 seconds ahead of second place or something like that. I don't know. But let's go ahead and move on to sand. One criticism I do have of this mode is, well, actually there's 2 criticisms. I'll go ahead and combine the 2. Oh, I didn't mean to drive in there. That's okay though, because there's a mission that does require you to fall in that pit a bunch of times. So I'll keep that in mind. Whoa, I didn't even know that was possible. I was like over the abyss even when the bridge fell out, and I still crossed. That was very weird. But anyway, I was going to say 2 criticisms actually of this mode that I have. Number 1, the courses, there's like very few of them for this mode. I mean, Air Ride only had, well, not much more than this, which I am a little bit forgiving because I understand that they use 3 modes in one. Shoot, I got hit by the mic. Okay, at least the final lap. I'm not really getting many items. I should have just done my best effort to avoid them if I'd known that would happen. But, yeah, there's not that many courses in Top Ride. So, it's really hard for me to, like, get a good feel of it. I feel like this is a mode that could have much more potential. As you can see, there's only 7 courses for Top Ride. And because the races are small, I definitely feel like there could have been a bit more variety for this mode. Here we have Sky. Sky's probably my second favorite, by the way. I do have favorites on this course, and sand is definitely my least favorite. I do not like the sand course. And it's weird, because I usually don't mind desert courses, but why I hate that course is because of that stupid worm in the ant trap. Or Ant Doom, I think is what it's called on this game. They do have specific names for certain features on this mode. I do not like that thing, though. When I played this younger, it actually did creep me out, that thing. Okay, and yeah, that was my other complaint I was going to talk about, is the courses are named in a very, very generic manner. This is a minor criticism, I know, but really, like, Sky. They couldn't have came up with something a little bit more better. Like, for this course example, couldn't they call it, like, the Sky Carnival or something like that? I would just like to see the naming done differently for these courses, because, really, just basic names like Grass, Sand, Sky, those are just so generic. Did I, like, not do anything? That was kinda... Oh, wow. I, like, did nothing with that mode. Or that race, I mean. Oh well. The thing is, we're just showing them off, though. Moving on to Magma. This one's decent. This one has actually a few shortcuts. I probably should be trying to clear through these as fast as I can, because I know there's missions that, you know, obviously, the quicker you do, the better you're going to get with getting missions. I do know there's one mission that involves trying to cross the finish line with fire. Obviously, that's not going to last long when everyone's flying at me in 10 different directions. But you have to, like, hold the fire item and not use it and cross the finish line. I think it has to happen on this course. I'm almost positive, actually, it is the fire course. Or yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think the fire item, to make up for it, and yes, you can cause eruptions if you hit the volcanoes enough times as well. The fire item does appear a little bit more frequently to make up for that, because obviously that's a mission you have to do specifically for this course. But it also goes with the theme, since it is a fire course. And we only did one mission. Wow, I'm not making as much progress as I thought I would be. Next we got Light. Here's my absolute favorite. And yeah, you can tell just by the nature of these videos, these are going by really fast. And yeah, what I like the most about this, the look of it is definitely really amazing. The graphics are nice for this course. But I also like the electric rail roller coasters that you can use as well. I just think that's so neat about this course. This is like a simple, I'm going to call it like a go-kart racetrack. Like in real life, you know how many go-kart racetracks usually aren't too intricate with the designs for the ride itself. I probably should be trying to get on those as much as possible. One mission I do know requires you to collect tons of candies. But, let's see. Oh, that was it. Yeah, like it wasn't even a minute and the race was already over. You could tell these will go by really fast. And when I play the mission videos for this in the future, where I'm going to just like boom, boom, boom with the checklist, we're going to go by pretty fast. Because the races don't take that long, and like I said, the missions are typically easy to clear. I'm not doing a very good job of illustrating that, but the purpose of this is to just kind of give a small tutorial on the level itself. Here's water. I do like this one a lot as well. It is the longest of the top ride courses. One lap on average will take probably between 10 to 15 seconds, depending on what obstacles you run into and if you avoid the other players, if you use your boosts effectively. But this is one of the longest courses, or it is the longest course, I'm sorry, of Top Ride. Kaboo is over in the corner. Yeah, you're going to see, if I haven't already mentioned this, this game has a lot of references to the Kirby Right Back At Ya anime, which in my opinion, I actually did like that show. I grew up watching that since I was probably about, you know, I couldn't have been 10 because I don't think it came out when I was 10. I think I was 11 when it first came out. But I've been watching it for the past 10 years. I really wish it would be on DVD. I mean, I know you can watch most of the episodes online and it's not an issue, but I like that show so much. Sorry, if you heard that bump, I bumped the mic. Oh, and there we got a couple prize missions done. But yeah, you're going to see some Kirby references, or pardon me, Kirby anime references. In addition to just like the courses themselves and the characters, you'll hear some of the songs that are actually on the Japanese Kirby anime. In Japan, I believe it's just called Kirby of the Stars, Hosei no Kirby, I think is what it's called. Which, like I said, in English it's translated as Kirby of the Stars. Someone got a party ball item. I always debated, there's also references to the Super Smash Bros. Series on this game, if you couldn't tell. Even just like the menu format is the same as what Brawl is, and Melee to an extent as well. But definitely Brawl's menu looks a lot like this game's menu. There's also a few items such as the party ball, as you saw, because that's something that appears on Melee and Brawl both, actually. Did it appear on the original? If it appeared on the original, I apologize. It's been so long since I played the original Super Smash Bros. Anyway, I know I blathered through that course. Metal is probably the second longest. And there we got a couple missions done. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we got here. Just to quickly breeze through. And just like Air Ride, which you can actually toggle the game modes, different checklists. Here's City Trial, which we haven't even touched yet. But for all the game modes, as you clear a certain mission, other missions surrounding it on the checklist will become revealed so that you have an idea of what you have to do to keep unlocking more missions. Because from the start, you're just doing it blind. You don't know what to do yet. And whenever you unlock a mission, the others around it in a plus-like manner, so one above, one below, one to the left, one to the right, will be revealed. Unless it's like tucked in a corner, then it's just whatever's not been covered by the corner or the edge that will be revealed. And surprisingly, we got 17 in Air Ride and only 12 in Top Ride. I'm really surprised by that. I would have thought we'd have like 20 or so by the time I finish this. Light finished 5 seconds faster than second place, I guess is what that means. Actually, I know that's what that means. Finished 6 laps in under 43 seconds. Finished 5 laps in under 58. This was Light, and this one was Metal. Here's the prize one. Finished first, 5 seconds faster than number 2. And here we already have the alternate music track for the water course. I'm pretty sure this one is like, I'm trying to think what this song is. Floating Bubbles? I can find out by going to the sound test, which I'll go to here after this is over. And here we have Grass. Finished first, 5 seconds faster than second place. Sand, no zero items roll. Wow, I guess I did clear that. I remember I talked about that. Take first place without using items, and like I said, for these types of missions, you can't just set to the items to no items, so you can't just like cheat these missions. You have to actually do it with the items still on the field as you race through them. Finish 7 laps in under 43 seconds on Grass. Oh, and here we got the soundtrack for Water as well. What was that? Finished 5 laps in under a minute and 2 seconds. Okay. Top Ride, take first place on all courses. Extra roll, diagonal camera angle. So I guess it does it from like a diagonal view. I haven't really messed with these options, to be honest, but it's something that they added in the rules if you want to change like a couple aesthetic things. Finished 7 laps in under 52 seconds. Finished 6 laps in under 53. This was Sand and this was Fire. And then take first place while doing a quick spin. I didn't really do too much of the item missions, but as you can see, here's like one example, one we have to do. Get more than 20 walkie items. The walkie items are those microphones where it's like Mike Kirby. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of item collecting that's involved. And then there's also other like random missions for each specific course. But anyway, that would be Top Ride. And it's pretty short, and I was going to check the sound test. You can click Sound here, which you can adjust stereo and mono. Change the balance if you want more music to play or more sound effects. I usually just leave it balanced. And let's skip ahead to... Here it is, Top Ride. Float Islands. Okay. I knew it was something like that. This is from the original Kirby, by the way. It actually... This is nice in that it tells you what the game is that the track So, like, the alternate songs are always from an older Kirby game. I think almost always. There's a few exceptions, I believe. But it tells you, like, what Kirby game. If it just says Kirby, it means the original Kirby's Dream Land. And Float Islands. The tracks are usually remixed because they don't play the 8-bit tunes on here, so... yeah, just to modernize it a bit. But next time, we're going to do City Trial, which is definitely my favorite. I'm looking forward to this. It's probably going to be short, because I'm only going to show like one playthrough of it. But until next time, this is ToadinWonderland, and I'll see you guys back next time with more Kirby Air Ride. Peace out.